While most digital learning platforms close down, Duolingo keeps growing by almost 2 times every year. So what's their secret? And it's not about effective marketing strategies and investing millions of dollars into the product. Duolingo's founders used a very smart technique that allowed them to make their app so addictive that there are more people learning languages on Duolingo in the United States than there are people learning languages across all US high schools combined. But the success didn't come overnight. It all started with a great mission: to give equal access to education to everyone, because the founder of Duolingo, Luis von Ahn, originally born in Guatemala, understood that traditional education doesn't actually bring equality to different social classes, but in fact does the opposite, brings inequality. Because what happens in practice is that people who have a lot of money can buy themselves a really good education, and therefore continue having a lot of money, whereas people who don't have very much money barely learn how to read and write, and therefore never make a lot of money. And he realized that the best way to make education accessible to everyone is to start teaching foreign languages, which has the biggest audience in the market of over 1.5 billion people. And the only way to really reach all these people was by using a mobile phone. In order to make this really accessible to everyone, Duolingo uses a freemium model. What that means is that you can learn as much as you want without ever having to pay. But if you don't pay, you may have to see an ad at the end of a lesson. Now, if you don't like ads, you can also pay to subscribe to turn off the ads. And it turned out that the vast majority of the revenue for Duolingo comes from people who pay to subscribe to turn off the ads, and these people are usually well-off people in rich countries like the US and Canada, while people who don't subscribe to turn off the ads usually come from poorer countries like Brazil or Vietnam or Guatemala. As Luis von Ahn said,
"We're basically getting the rich people to pay for the education of everyone."
But there was a huge problem with that, because on every smartphone, there are some of the most addictive drugs that humanity has ever engineered.
I find social media to be a soul-sucking void of meaningless affirmation.
TikTok, Instagram, mobile games. How they solve that is by using the same psychological techniques that apps like Instagram, TikTok, or mobile games use to keep people engaged. But in this case, they kept people engaged, but with education. One of the most powerful ones is the notion of a streak, just like in Snapchat, but in this case for lessons. They use this trick so people come back every day and it works. They now have over 3 million daily active users that have a streak longer than 365. Another important mechanism they use to get people to come back are notifications. They figured out that the best time to send people a notification is 24 hours after they used the product last. Because if you were free yesterday at 3 p.m., you're probably free today at 3 p.m. as well. And if you don't reply for 7 days, they'll send you a notification saying, "Hey, these reminders don't seem to be working. We'll stop sending them for now," which also gets people to come back because they feel like their green owl mascot has given up on them. It all comes down to not focusing on the product and focusing on the customer instead. You see, Duolingo understood exactly what their audience is, how easily they get distracted, what they are addicted to, and more, which allowed them to laser focus their strategy on their target audience. This focus on the audience has given rise to a lot of memes on the internet like this one. "Looks like you forgot your Spanish lessons. You know what comes next." Even if you're not as engaging as TikTok, Instagram, and others, you can still get hundreds of millions of people to use your product. It's hard to compete with cats and celebrities as a language learning app, but they still manage to become successful by focusing on their customer and leveraging the biggest social media platform strategies. You can read about Duolingo's target audience in this article, so you can learn more about Duolingo's success and implement some of the tricks they used for yourself. You can find the link to this article in the video description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more valuable videos like this. Bye.